What is the last thought of that devil? What was in his mind? What bothered him? Wife? Children? His own nation? The German people? The Third Reich? None of those. I quote for you the last paragraph of Hitler's testament. Above all, I obligate the leadership of the nation and its followers to the most minute observation of the racial laws and to pitiless resistance against the universal poisoner of all people, international Judaism. This is the last word. Judaism. International Judaism. The poisoner of universe. Given in Berlin, 29 April 1945, 8 p.m. 4 a.m. Adolf Hitler. We are the poisoner of the world. This was signed on 29th of April. 2 weeks before, maybe he didn't know, maybe he knew. On April 11, 45, we were liberated by the American army of General Patton in the concentration camp Buchenwald, east of Germany. Few days after this festival, 3 weeks after the liberation, the commander of the American battalion ordered and invited all the people of Weimar, the closest city to Buchenwald, city of culture, the National Theater of Weimar, Haydn and Schiller and Kant, Chopin, all of them were there, teaching there, lecturing there, singing there. Invited them to Buchenwald to show the horrors of Nazism. I will never forget, I was close to 8 years old, less than 8 years old by the liberation. One of the commanders on the command car lifted me up in one arm, holding my 2 legs, lifting me up in air, showing me to the old people of Weimar, mainly ladies, and telling them, look at this child. He was your enemy. You declared a war against this child. Did he threaten you? And they cried. They said, we didn't know. We didn't know. 50 years after the liberation, which was according to the Hebrew date today, the 28th of Nisan, that April 11 was Kafret B'Nisan. This is today my birthday, 66 years ago. Years later, I was invited to Buchenwald to speak at a gathering of all the survivors who survived 50 years later to commemorate this anniversary, 50 years of survival. I said, I don't sleep there. I cannot put my head on a pillow there. They have arranged a helicopter from Frankfurt to Weimar, back to Frankfurt and back to Tel Aviv on the same day. I came to the National Theater and I saw the survivors two of the Nobel Prize in literature, one from France, one from Spain, not Jewish, communists. And I said, look, this is my second visit to Buchenwald. I came here for the first time. I had no name, no identity but a number. Häftling, prisoner, number 1173030. This was my number, this was my identity. No rights, no life, and everything. 50 years later, I come to you as the chief rabbi of an independent Jewish state, the state of Israel. So you can think that we are permitted to open a new chapter, maybe a new book. Israel is changed, the situation is changed, all the circumstances are not the same. I came especially to tell you, we can never forget, and we are not authorized to forgive you. When I left the National Theater, the helicopter was waiting for me to take me back to Frankfurt, to the airport. I said, just a moment. Follow me, I am walking. I insist on to make a walk from the National Theater of Weimar to the gates of Buchenwald. In the gate you have still tattooed everyone to his destiny. We are not responsible for your life. Everyone for his destiny. It existed this very last day. I made this walk from Weimar to Buchenwald. It took me 8 minutes. We didn't know. 8 minutes from the heart of the German culture to the gates of heaven, of what was that? Buchenwald. 8 minutes, the whole distance, and they didn't know. As I said, we cannot forget, not only because we are old to remember, and it's forbidden for us to forget. We cannot forget. Every day with its news reminds us we are Jewish, we are Israelis, and for them we are still the prisoner of the Holocaust. But we know the truth. What is our contribution to the culture, to humanity, to whole mankind? Every day reminds us. Yesterday passed away in Yerushalayim the one who was the president of the Supreme Court of Israel, Moshe Lando, Zichron Livracha, was not occasionally, the day before Yom HaShoah, the chairman of the court who sentenced Adolf Hitlers 50 years ago. Say Moshe Lando. Yesterday passed away. Now, when we are sitting here in Auschwitz, is the funeral in Yerushalayim of Moshe Lando. A million of billions differences. This morning we were announced that one of the arch-murderers of the last century, Osama bin Laden, was killed. It shows us that wherever you go, wherever you are, you will never escape from your destiny. You are Jewish. But as it was said here, to encourage the state of Israel as the national home of the whole Israeli people. Knowing that if this state would be declared 10 years earlier, not in 1948, but in 1938, who knows what would be here? Who knows if the same numbers would be slaughtered here and gassed here in the gas chambers? And no one could bomb the railways. if the Israeli defense forces would be exist in 1939, 42, 43, 44, 45, maybe the numbers would be entirely changed, not the same. This is the secret of the Israeli survival. Look at the story of Entebbe, 4th of July 1976. The distance from Tel Aviv to Entebbe is twice as the same distance from Tel Aviv to Auschwitz, to the railways, from Budapest here. No one did it. We would not do it. We would. And one more word I want to find. Please remember, the Nazis didn't declare only a war against the Jews. They didn't want just to liquidate the Jewish people. They have declared a war against Judaism as well, against Jewish heritage, Jewish history, Jewish existence. The proof, take the proof, that the first real pogrom they did was on November 9, 1938, Kristallnacht. Over 1,000 synagogues throughout Germany burned in flames, destroyed by the Nazis. They knew where to start, in the heart of the Jewish people. They had declared the war against Judaism as well as against the Jewish people. The one who lives his heritage, who neglects his tradition, plays into the hands of our enemies. The one who keeps the tradition, the one who follows the footsteps of fathers and ancient fathers and grandparents, gives the key of the victory, final victory, into the hands of the Jewish people. That's what we have to remember when we go from here to the land of Israel, to the state of Israel, for Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut. And everyone who goes back home, please remember, Am Yisrael Chai as a nation, as a culture, as a heritage, as a concept of life. And this will promise our continuity, our immortality, and our eternity forever.